got one. You ready for fishing school? Let's go. Let me tell you a little bit about my day. So I had some time this afternoon. I decided I was going to go fishing, and I was going to go to the river. I've always loved fishing the river because you never know what you're going to catch. It's always different, and it's just kind of a thrill. I like moving water. Got to the dam. Got one word to say. Damn! And I was fired up. Got in the kayak, and I headed out. Today you're fishing with the KhoopMastaa on fishing school. And it's all about the school today. School's a shad, school's a bass. We have a bunch of different baits on, and we're going to try to figure out where they are and catch them. We're looking for breaking bass, and we're looking for things with some eddies. We're going to crush them. Fishing school, let's get it! I paddled up so that I could be able to throw as close to the dam as I could. Might be rough water today, boys, so we're letting out the top, which is kind of awesome for me. I'm going to try to post up here between these rocks, not go beyond the sign, so we're not allowed to go. And nothing. And I fished for about an hour and nothing, not a bite. Nothing was breaking. They were pushing a lot of water out, and I was just really down. That doesn't seem to be the case today so far. If they're on, you know it. If they're not, you kind of have to wait till they turn on, unfortunately. So I decided to take a float downstream. We may float down. That's plenty of time. Fished a ways downstream for a while. Okay, floating down just a little bit. Seeing a little bit of action over here. Right before it gets shallow. Probably some shad pushed up against things. Threw at the bank. Threw in some eddies, threw behind some rocks. Drag change the drag. Got baby bull shad on. A lot of the structure was covered by water because they were releasing so much water. And I decided I could float down farther, or I could just kind of come back up. I paddled back up, got to the place where I like to fish, and I saw this guy I knew, and he was fishing, and I saw him pull a good fish out. And I was like, oh, interesting. So I kind of nonchalantly kind of tried to see what he was using because I didn't kind of want to get in his way. And he looked, and he had a fluke on, and he had a crankbait on, and he was throwing a spinning rod. And sometimes he'll fish a green pumpkin Senko. So I said, you know what, maybe I'll throw a green pumpkin Senko. So I got some calm water, and I started throwing a Senko. And it was like nothing was happening. So I said, okay, you know what, I'm going to put a square bill on. I'm going to bounce it off some of these rocks. So I put a square bill on, and I threw up, and I hooked into a good fish. I was fired up. It had been a couple hours. I had been out and finally got a hookup. He jumps it, he spits it. Just lost a really big fish. There's some eddies right here. Lost on a square bill. So there I was about 3.5 hours in to fishing, and I just lost one fish. I was skunked so far. Then this other guy comes up, and he's fishing, and I look over and he's fishing a green worm. I was like, okay, maybe I ought to put on a green worm. I put on a green pumpkin Senko, take off my fluke, big mistake, and I throw out. First cast, nothing. Second cast, boom. Set the hook, comes off. Just lost my second fish. So I was really down. I was really kind of just pissed.
That was a big but I missed. Pissed.
Because it's like, why can't I catch a fish? Why is everyone else catching fish here except for me? And I got really salty. I said to myself, you know what? This isn't you. You need to do what you do. You're a big bait guy. You've been throwing these big baits for a while. You love them. Throw the big baits.
The hell with it.
So I tied on an S-waver, light trout, 168, chucked into some calm water. I'm fishing it, boom, 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 bam, hook up with a gar. Didn't want to catch a gar.
Mr. Gar. Thank goodness.
Luckily it came off. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I said, you know what? It's getting to be about time when things are going to start popping off. I'm going to put on something different. The bull herring. Now I've caught fish on the bull shad, but this bull herring was new. But I thought to myself, it's a little skinnier. Doesn't sink very fast. It stays really high in the water column.
We're gonna fish this eddy right here, like I always do.
And I threw to this current seam, and I'm reeling, and reeling, and reeling, and then bam. I set the hook.
There's a fish right there. I just got one right there in the bullhead. Come on. It's on there.
And something comes out of the water.
Huge catfish.
And I said, oh my gosh, it's a catfish. I was fine with that because I knew that these 6 treble hooks were going to pin that catfish and I was going to catch it. And I start reeling, and it doesn't feel like a catfish. And then he comes out of the water.
Huge bass.
And it's a bass. A huge bass. And I net him.
Like right there. That was amazing. That's a big bass. Do you like that one? That's a good one. All right. You want big fish? Use big baits. Fishing school.
Today, I was the one who learned. I set out trying to show people what they should do. But today, I learned that I just need to be myself that I need to do what I know I can. Throw these big baits, keep throwing them. Don't stop, just keep throwing them.
Back to back. My heart is pounding. Oh my god.
Super duper fired up.
I was sitting there pissing around with Senkos forever, and I was like, you know what? I'm going after big fish. I'm doing what I do. Big fish.
And I throw it again.
I don't care if it's only one fish because that's a killer. I totally thought that was a catfish when it came up. I think I threw that out in the current.
And I throw it again. And it's another bass over 5 pounds. I was so jazzed. Instead of doing what I like to do, throw big baits, why did I have to pretend I was someone else when I could just be myself? You like big swim baits? Throw big swim baits. It doesn't matter. You're all going to catch fish. But when you go out, you have to do you. Fish with confidence. Have confidence in yourself. Because otherwise you're not going to catch any fish. And if you do, you're going to be doing it for someone else, not for you. Today in fishing school, I was the one who learned. And I hope you picked up something from this. Because I sure as heck did.